So for 9.3, we'll try to make this pretty quick. This is the general formula. You will be given that. Remember, there are no numbers in front of the x's and the y's. There's no coefficients. And it's all equal to the radius squared. So if I look at number 1, find the center and the radius of the circle. In simplified form, that just means that you're simplifying a radical if necessary. So I'm not going to write it. I'm not going to have any decimals. I want to leave them in simplified radical form. So for number 1, my center would be at what ordered pair for HK? 0, 0. My radius would be 3. And you always have a positive radius. So even though it's plus or minus 3, it's actually just 3 because it's a distance.
Wait, so it's only not like 0, 0 at the center if someone like draws it at a different point on the graph.
Yeah, exactly. So if we look at number 3, my center would be at 0, 0. My radius would be the square root of 8. And I can simplify that by doing what?
The radical thing.
The radical thing. So I can take out a 4. So it's like saying 4 times 2, which would be 2 square root of 2. So I'm wanting you to simplify it in radical form. So I have my h and my k. If it gives you a diameter, what do I need to do with that? Divided by 2. Perfect. So it gives me a diameter of 16, so the radius equals 8. So x minus 5 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 8 squared, which is 64. 8 squared, yeah. So for number 8, this is where the distance formula comes in and the midpoint. That's why we need to know these. It says write the equation of a circle whose end points of the diameter are 2, 6, and negative 2, 6. So sometimes it helps me to draw like a picture. I don't know why. I just sometimes do. So I'm just going to draw this. And then the circle looks something like,
so this one's 0, 0.
It's a terrible picture, but it looks something like this. And then it gives me the diameter right here. So what I need to do is I need to find the midpoint for my center. And then I need to find the distance formula to find out what the distance is or what my diameter is. So I need the midpoint formula to find my center. So the center is going to be at my midpoint, right? So to find my midpoint, I'm going to take my x's, add them together over 2. So 2 minus 2 over 2. And then for the y values, add those together. And you end up getting what for my center? 0, 0. Then for my radius, because I want to solve for my radius in order to, those are the 2 things that I need. I need to use the distance formula, and I need to divide it by 2. So to find my radius, I need to find the distance, which gives me my diameter. Then I need to cut that in half. So to find my distance, I take the difference in the x's, so negative 2 minus 2 squared, plus the difference in the y's, so negative 6 minus 6 squared. And you end up getting, so negative 2 minus 2 is 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. And
160.
negative 12 squared is 144. And so you end up getting the square root of 160. And I want to put that over 2. So I want it in the simplified, most simplified form. And so I need to figure out what goes into 160, which I know 16 does. So I could simplify this to be 16 times 10 over 2, which would be 4, square root of 10 over 2. Can I do anything else? Yeah, I can cancel those and it would be 2 root 10. Okay, so now I have the pieces of information that I need to write the equation. And so if I were to put that into standard form, it would look like x minus 0 squared, so x squared, plus y squared equals 2 square root of 10 squared. So because that's the radius, I need to square it. So if I square that, that means that the squared gets applied to the 2 and to the 10, the square root of 10. So it actually becomes 4, because 2 squared is 4, times the square root of 10 squared just becomes 10. So you get 40. So my final answer would be x squared plus y squared equals 40. These are nice because the A values are all 1, so it makes it a little bit easier to do. Okay, and then last one, let's look at number 13, just graphing it. So based off of this equation, what would my center be? So we have H and we have K. It would be at 3, -1. So I'm going to go right 3, down 1. And my radius is going to be the square root of 25, which would just be 5. So what I usually do is I go left 5, right 5, up 5, down 5, whenever I'm doing this. So, and then I kind of just connect the dots. Oops. Something like that. And then we're done. Okay, go to number 14. We'll do one more. Number 14. Okay, so this one has a center where? -5, +3, and a radius of 4. So I plot that, and I go left 4, right 4, up 4, down 4. And I graph. And then we are crossing through 15 through 18. We will get to that in 9.7, which is at the end of the chapter.